Hey, Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rukaha Kodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Alright, so let me play this video and get right into it.
The ugly child.
That one.
Show me the dumb child.
Dumb child.
Okay, why is she the dumb child?
Because she has black skin.
Okay. Show me the bad child. Why is he the bad child?
Because she's really dark.
Show me the dumb child. Why is she the dumb child?
Because she looks black.
Show me the good child. Why is she the good child?
Because she looks whiter.
This is nothing new. You know, these Edomites, this is a spirit that Yahweh Shai has put in them, you know, to hate Jacob, to hate you so-called Negroes, you know, you so-called West Indians, you so-called Hispanics, you know, you so-called Native Americans, you know, all you tribes, but mainly, you know, you so-called Negroes, because first and foremost, not too long ago, you know, our people were brought to these different lands in captivity, in slavery, you know, and there was a time when there was whites only signs, colored signs, there was segregation and separation, which is totally fine because Yahweh Shai is for that, and we are for that as well. However, you Edomites, you so-called white people, are the devil the Bible speaks of, and the earth is given into your hands and was given into your hands, right? And you have been ruling for a time. However, your time is coming to an end. The video I just played a while ago is just an example of what you Edomites always have been doing, or always have taught your people, or always have believed, right? Because that's the spirit that's in you, right? So nowadays, people will see this on social media and act surprised because they think they're good white people. And then you have white people, so-called white people, you know, you have crackers that pretend, you have Edomites that pretend to be cool with you, you know, but really and truly they're taught these things. They're taught to think that they're superior. And it's just going back to the days of the blessing, even from the days of Cain and Abel, you know, because you people have the mark. You people have the mark of Cain. You know, you people have no pigmentation. You people, that's why you look how you look, and that within itself, you know, I would be salty too. That's a spirit that Yahweh has put on you. But it's really stemming from this right here. So this is Genesis, I think, 27, chapter 27, and verse. What verse are we in? Verse 41, and it says, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." So it's always, this hate has always been in you Edomites' heart. No matter what you want to do, no matter how you want to pretend or like Jake or be cool with Jake, be cool with the Israelites. Oh, I got black friends. Yeah, you're fighting your nature. You can pretend, you can like a black person and be cool with them and actually do so-called good things, but your spirit itself is really not there. You know, you're just being fake, because that's also in your nature, because society now has kind of changed since the days of slavery, in the sense that everybody gets along, you know, pretends to get along, but nobody has the same opportunity as you Edomites. You know, nobody has the same assistance, you know, so to speak, or privilege is a word, as you Edomites, because the earth has been given into your hands. This is your kingdom now. But you know that we're superior. Your spirit knows it. Your forefather Esau knows, you know, since then, you know, since the time of the blessing. He's still salty, and you Edomites carry that spirit. You teach your children these things, right? Let me see what else I have here. But guess what? So this is I get this. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 14, and it says, This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones. The angels, the men of the Lord. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and he set up over it the basis of men. So let's see what that word is. Let me get it here in the I should have got it in the blue letter, Daniel 4 and 17. Give me a second here. Alright. So when you go into that word baseth, that's really what we're getting here. Because Esau is the basis of men. So to say who's a dumb child, who's a smart child, who's the ugly child, that's all bullshit. That's just what these Edomites tell themselves to further that spirit, through the generations, that mindset, because really and truly they're the lowest set of men on the earth, right? See, that's the spirit. It says lowliest of station, right? So you Edomites are the real stupid people, the real ugly people on the earth. You're the cancers of the earth, right? So I know what the word means, but I was not expecting it to say, I'm being honest, low, so that's the spirit, because you are the lowest, the lowest of men, the basis of men, right? So there's a next video I want to play. Let me do it like this. It shouldn't be too long.
Which doll is the black doll? And which one is the white doll?
That one.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll?
This right here this is a social experiment that these people have, executed on our people. The brainwashing, with all of their different techniques, and strategies that they've used over the years, portraying, Caucasian features as the beauty standard, as the best standard, and many other things, teaching you that Caucasians are smarter, and teaching us history that only pertains to Caucasians. These damn Edomites, that's all they filled. That's all the school curriculum is filled with. It's filled with Edomite praise, and we know, through the spirit, that these Edomites claim a lot of things that they haven't done. Also Yahweh Shem Yahshai has given them the power to do certain things, but that's all they push on our people. That's all they teach, because this is their kingdom. They know who you are, and they're not going to tell you who you are. In order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. And that's why they have been so successful in telling you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and so on and so forth, scattered Israelites, telling you these truths successfully, these lies successfully, because they know who you are. They know the truth, and they continue to destroy you. So this is just a result of all of that, all of this, the Salakia, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a result of everything that happened during captivity, man, till now. It was an experiment. It was an operation on you people. It's certain things are a social construct. It's accepted. It's certain realities, that they have created, and thought patterns and things that are, commonly accepted nowadays. All of these things were, cunningly and wickedly devised on you people. That's why the scriptures speak about the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, it's spiritual, to the pulling down of strongholds, roughly paraphrasing. However, the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect members, the men that push the truth in sincerity, we are aware of these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem El Shai. But let me play a little more.
Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll?
These things are subconscious. Like, it's so damaging to our people because the parents don't teach their children the right things for the most part. They just leave them to get affected by some subliminal messages out in the world, because walking in the land of Babylon as a young Negro, so-called Negro, it's very, very dangerous for a young mind, a child, because all of these constructs exist. The dynamic of thinking that white people are better than black people, that's there. It looks like in reality, but really and truly, you need strong minds, you need a strong household, you need good parents to teach you these things, teach you that no, the scriptures say, I'm black and comely, I'm black and beautiful, meaning dark skin and beautiful. It's nothing special to be melanated. It's actually just natural. Everything on earth has melanin. It's just that you Caucasians, you so-called white people, you Edomites, you lack pigmentation because of the mark that Yahweh Shem Shai put on you, right? So even the dogs hate you, man. Just speaking about you, But nonetheless, man, I'll stop this video right there because it's kind of it's sad to see. However, this is part of it, right? Because they know the truth, right? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, and it says, "Thou art an holy people unto Yahweh Hashem El Shai thy power, and Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So we're above these crackers, and they know this. And happy shall the battle axes be the day when we can do to their children what they did to us, And that's just another side note for another time. I'll read everything I have here. So this says Psalms chapter 11 verse 5, "And Yahweh trieth the righteous," tries you, he refines you, he builds you up. "But the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth." Who is the wicked? You so-called white people. And the Lord hates you. As it says in the scriptures, Esau have I hated, but Jacob have I loved. So you're the basis of men, you're the lowest of men. Like, it doesn't really matter. This video was just solely made to edify and point out certain things, because all of these things are meant to provoke you. You're supposed to see these things and be upset, be vexed, because you should know the truth. But unfortunately, there are people who don't. And on the other hand, fortunately, the elect is being woken up, and the truth is going out in the four corners of the earth, and people know who they are today, thanks to the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem El Shai. Our people are waking up to these things, but this is going back to the days of Moses. This is Romans chapter 10 verse 19. It says, "But I say, did not Israel know?" Right? Because these certain things that you Israelites don't know today, you once knew. And some of you are waking up, as I mentioned. First Moses saith, "I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you." Right? So Esau is a foolish nation, right? Foolish nation, foolish people, man. All these heathen are foolish compared to you Israelites. However, you Israelites have been converted, or have been given over to a Gentile state of mind, a heathenistic state of mind. So that's that, you know. So before I close, let's get the word foolish. Without understanding, and that's too kind, man. That's a kind way of putting it, man. Let me get the word, because you're the real fools, man. You're the real ugly people. Only thing I could say is, you know, because they the dolls, you know, they always have dolls in the stores, and it's always been Caucasian dolls, you know, Edomite looking dolls, right? It hasn't been a long time since, you know, they've made available dark skin, dark colored dolls, right? But only thing the Edomite woman really has physically over Eve right now is her hair. You know, the hair is the only thing. You know, and I'm shy, and I know deep down Eve envies that, because in the spirit they know. That's why they wear weave. They wear the same weave, and they still try to disrespect, you know, white people's hair, but you're wearing the same shit. So it's just all kind of psychological damage on our people, because all of that makes no fucking sense. You know, but they still wear Edomite looking hair, you know, wear blonde looking weaves and shit like that. Anyways, so it ain't saying nothing when I wanted to hear. Insignificant, right? So that's it, man. You know, you Edomites are insignificant. You're trifling, lacking in significance or solid worth, right? And that's what you Edomites are. So at the end of the day, man, you're servants upon horses. And let me close with this. I don't even know how to find it, right? So this is Job chapter 20, verse 5, and it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So the reality is coming, right? It's here, in the sense of the truth has always been the truth, but the reality of these Edomites are still that they're in control, they're in power still, you know, they're still ruling. So their rulership is coming to an end, and with that they're gonna, you know, be on the floor, you know, low, like what they're supposed to be, bowing down to the children of Israel, you know, starting with Yahweh Shai on down, right? But these Edomites are beastmen, you know, they're the lowest of low. So videos like this, it's just like, wow, like we already know, you know, not to trust any Edomite, because these are the things that they teach their children. They're not going to just come say it in your face, because they have to be politically correct, you know, socially, you have to behave in a socially accepting way, whilst, you know, our children are damaged. You know, they are also victims of these operations and these experiments, you know, which have been successfully, you know, done on our people, because our women and in themselves, they don't even understand why they hate, you know, these crackers sometimes. But their behavior, you know, it's just fucked up. It's just psychologically damaging. You know, our people are through. So that's why when you look on the earth, which set of people need salvation, it's so-called Negroes, West Indians, Hispanics, Native Americans, all these different bywords that you call yourselves, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, all that bullshit, Americans, African American, I'm British, all that bullshit. You're Israelites, man. You're children of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You're children of Israel, Yasharallah, right? So with that, as always, all praise, honor, and glory goes out to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rukah Kodash. Rukah Kodash Salakia. Bad Babal Shalom.